Hi, I'm Dr. Peavy with Public Vet. The following are some of the fundamental concepts that everyone who works with Public Vet must understand and accept prior to working in our clinics. Please make sure that you read and clearly grasp everything discussed. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Remember, there are some terms that may be unfamiliar, and that's to be expected. Please don't hesitate to Google anything you don't know. All of the concepts will be used and reinforced in the clinics, and you will become very familiar and comfortable with everything we discuss. Part 1, the philosophy of Public Vet. Public Vet strives to have a needs-based practice. This means that to the best of our ability, we try to address the needs of the patients, the owners, and the staff, including needs for comfort and safety. Public Vet's approach to health and welfare. Often our patients may never see another veterinarian, so we try to provide comprehensive care to each animal to the best of our ability. Working in Public Vet clinics requires a high level of attention and care to each individual patient. The result of not paying attention can cause immeasurable harm. We look for employees that are able to work efficiently while treating the animals with compassion. Public Vet operates under the following shared assumption. Domestic animals are byproducts of humanity, and as such, they need owners. Public Vet will not release animals back into situations where there is no one willing to accept ownership. Community and feral cats may have several owners, but they must have at least one. The owner has the greatest ability to affect the situation. If we're dealing with a health issue, then Public Vet approaches the situation from all sides: the owner, the animal, and the environment. We prefer to speak directly with owners and discourage animals being brought in by third parties. We assist. We do not enable. It is not uncommon for kind-hearted people to take on more animals than they can care for, especially when there are a lot of strays. Every animal deserves an owner, and every owner has a limit to how many animals they can manage. Our goal is to help owners recognize and accept their limits and support healthy animal companionships. The following are a list of expectations of everyone that works with Public Vet. You should be fully vaccinated for COVID or have a negative test certificate within 24 hours of showing up to work. You should be able to work a 12-hour shift and be able to stand on your feet for extended periods of time, comfortable lifting up to 40 pounds, and you should show up on time to the clinics and be ready to work when you get there. There's no smoking of any substances before or during the clinic, and no use of any substances before or during the clinic. You should be able to work as part of a team, and you can't have any pet allergies. No personal pets are allowed at the clinic unless pre-approved by management. Preparing for a clinic. You should show up in comfortable working shoes because you'll be on your feet for long periods of time. Remove all obstructive jewelry, dangling earrings, necklaces, rings, bracelets, etc. If you have long hair, it should be tied back out of your eyes. Your fingernails must be clean and trimmed. No long fingernails. Please bring your own reusable water bottle and drink regularly. It's important to stay hydrated. Food and water will be provided during the clinic. Professional behavior. Aggressive or discriminatory behavior towards anyone, staff, client, or patient is not appropriate at Public Vet. During the clinic, it's essential that you're respectful and communicate clearly and offer helpful solutions as challenges arise. When you're working with animals, always consider their well-being. Here are some examples of do's and don'ts. Set the carriers down gently. Don't drop or hit carriers against objects. Address stressed animals as a team immediately. Don't ignore animals that are fighting or under obvious signs of stress. Speak to the animals with kindness, and please don't tap, hit, or knock on the cages. There are some personal risks you must accept working with Public Vet. The personal risk of working in the clinic is relatively low, and being aware of these risks makes the clinic safer for you and your colleagues. You'll be working in an environment with biological hazards, for example, sharp objects, parasites, bodily fluids, and animals that can bite or scratch. You must pay attention to each risk and how to avoid harm. It is of the utmost importance to exercise caution when interacting with both conscious and sedated animals. Don't grab an awake animal or put your hands into a carrier with an animal unless you've had training and clearance to do so from management. Only handle animals once you've been instructed to do so until you've completed your training. You will be taught how to handle animals to avoid injury to both them and to you. If you're ever injured during a clinic, it's your responsibility to notify postoperative staff right away so that you can receive immediate attention. There is some risk to infectious diseases. Public vet services a large cross-section of the community. Some of the animals we encounter have a high exposure rate to disease, and others have little to none. It's important to avoid spreading disease from one patient to another or exposing yourself or other staff members. If you have a basic understanding of how diseases are transmitted, then you're better able to isolate sick animals and prevent transmissions of disease. Wear gloves at all times when handling the animals. The greatest transmission risk in the clinic comes from bodily fluids, such as saliva, wounds, urine, and feces. External and internal parasites, like fleas, ticks, and worms, are also carriers of infectious agents, and you should exercise great care to prevent spread of and exposure to parasites. When you touch the eyes or the tongue of a sick patient, you may become exposed to infectious agents. Use great caution. Don't spread disease. So finally, to work with Public Vet, here's what you need to do. Have open communication, maintain honesty, honor all the commitments that you make, clarify any assumptions you have, commit to doing your best work, be a team player, commit to learning, help us meet our goals, maintain confidentiality and trust with our clients, and offer excellent customer service to our patients and our clients. Thank you so much for your time, and we look forward to working with you at Public Vet.